called the global water budget. We told that there are numerous amount of water coming from the rainfall. Sometimes flood happens, more amount of rainfall is coming. Okay, but still we are running for the water. Why does it happen? We don't have good water to drink. So ultimately, to know about how much water we have in this earth or in the world, we need to study about the water budget. So water budget is nothing but our calculation of our daily expenses. Suppose we have this much income is there and how much expenses it is going. So the expenses in this water budget is nothing but the losses, that is evaporation, transpiration, that is the water which the human cannot utilize. The water which is going upward, that is called loss, and the other one is runoff, which we cannot utilize and it is going to the sea. So we need to minimize that. So in order to know that how much water is coming inside the earth and how much is getting wasted, so that only it is called as global water budget. How much water is available, how much it is getting wasted, and how much the human is utilizing the water for their daily life. That is called as global water budget. So what we see exactly in the global water budget is, this is a basic sentence. We know we are using this water for more number of utilities. The next one is, when the water availability is more, it ultimately increases the development of our society. So how is that happen? There are number of industries which depend on the water. For example, milk industry, pharmaceutical industry. So these are the industry which fully focuses on the availability of water. So when we take example of pharmaceutical industry, it is about pure water again. So it is very difficult for those type of industry without the amount of water available for the industry to run. So if you don't have good amount of water for the pharmaceutical industry, they cannot manufacture medicine. So if you don't have medicine, you just think about that. If you don't have medicine for almost 5 days for any country, you think about the destruction it will make. So those type of industries to run, we should need water. Again, if you take milk industry, you every day uses milk. So if you don't have milk, again there will be a proper silence. So similarly, there are n number of industries which will focus only on the water. So when there is no water or when there is no clean water, ultimately the industry will fall down. When industries goes down, and most of our livelihood will get spoiled. So that much important is the availability of water. Next one is, water is very scarce. We know that. How? Because we are suffering with the water which is not available in the summer season. Why? Because we couldn't have that much of storage in our rivers and ponds. It is getting evaporated or it's getting wasted, or because of water quality we cannot utilize the water in good amount. So those are different challenges we have in this water. So it is very scarce. How very scarce? I'll show one table. How very scarce we can see it. And it is unevenly distributed. Unevenly distributed, which means, for example, one location will get huge amount of rainfall, the other location will be without any rainfall. For example, you can take Kerala gets a huge amount of rainfall. At the same time, Rajasthan is a desert where you don't get that much amount of water. So that is called as spatial variability. That is in space. So spatial variability is different spaces. One is Kerala and the other one is Rajasthan. So when you compare the spaces, that is the locations, that is called as spatial variability of water. And when you speak in time, for example, seasonal, for example, June, July, August, we get more amount of rainfall, whereas in March, April, May, we don't get any rainfall. That is called as timely variant. So there are two things when you discuss about water, you have to discuss in two things. That is spatial variability, that is between the different locations, and timely variability between the seasons. For example, March, April, May, and the other one is June, July, August. So there is you can easily observe that there is some difference in both space and time. So the amount of water also will be different in space and different in different timings. Right? Is that clear, ma? Spatial variability and time variability. Clear? Right. So next one. So this is the example which I gave here. That is one example we told about Kerala and Rajasthan, where the spatial variability is there. So what happens here? We told that there is the water is very scarce. So how it is very scarce? The Asian country, we know already we are hugely populated. So in the world, we have less amount of water only. In Europe and Asia, we have only 27% of fresh water is available. But what happened is in Europe and Asia, only 76% of the total world's population is available. So what happens for the 76 percentage, utilizing this 27 percentage of water is very, very challenging. So we wanted to utilize very properly, then only we can use this 27 percentage of water effectively. So that is one big challenge we have. We have more number of population, but we have very less amount of water to utilize. That is the reason people are trying to capture more amount of rainfall, store more amount of rainfall, which we can use for our agriculture, our daily needs. So this is the biggest challenge. So we have more population, we have less water. So how to utilize the less water which is available? Next one. So what this global water budget tells about is it estimates the total amount of water available on the earth. So in the earth, different locations will have different amount of water that it may vary. So what is that? In different locations, the water availability is different. That is what it tells about. The global water budget will discuss on the estimates of total amount of water available on the earth, which is getting varied all the time, right? So what we will do is we will break up here and we will come in the next class. We will continue with this global water budget, right? If there is